Well, good morning, good morning. Happy, I guess this is Tuesday. To you, this is a short talk in the trailer with the old guy. Getting ready to go to work here in a little while. Got my boots on and kind of warm up my feet a little bit. It's not a cold morning in here, but boy, that rub down. I was going to talk again one more time about the chiropractor yesterday. I sure slept good last night, and that shoulder was a lot less, like creaky in the middle of the night. There's this weird sweet spot where like, don't go there, and every night I'll roll over and just so it's like, oh, there it is again. So anyway, never mind that. That's old guy talk. I just viewed a couple of videos this morning and stuff, and it's like, I don't want to be the guy that's always bringing bad news. But on the other hand, I can't remember the last time I heard any real good news, kind of on a, at least a regional scale, or a state level, but forget about nationwide. Nationwide good news seems to have gone right out the door. And anyway, I was watching a video. I think this guy's name is Thoughty. I think Thoughty, like the word thought with a Y at the end. I think that's right. At any rate, he's talking about this idea. You can probably look it up one way or another if you're interested. This idea, it seems like a supremely bad idea. It turns out that since 2006, and I kind of knew this back then, or heard it, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk about real briefly before I run out the door. This is old news. The bee populations of the world are in bad shape, and they're dying at a rapid rate, and scientists don't know why, or at least they can't put the finger on, say, a major cause. Now, in Europe, they recently banned probably a pesticide or something, whatever it was. It was a certain concoction that someone had determined was aggressive against bees and was killing them. So they've stopped using that stuff in Europe. Will that help? I don't know. But anyway, this is old news. The bee populations are collapsing around the world. And guess what? When the bees go away, we go away. Shortly thereafter, they are responsible for a humongous amount of the pollination that occurs in food crops around the world. And so at any rate, the short thing for today, the short talk in the trailer today, had to do with, from 15 and almost 20 years ago now, 2006, this bee thing's been going on. Now, it was kind of filed back here somewhere under interesting trivia of old times or something like that. And then there's another one after that and another one. And I just got to thinking about it this morning. It's like, have you noticed, since at least the Twin Towers came down, it's like this emergency level. There's always another bad news story coming out, and they kind of stack on each other. Well, this one involves corruption in high places. This one involves the fact that the dollar is worth nothing in the next place. And this one involves the fact that, senior political advisors have been caught in bribery and corruption scandals repeatedly, and that's only the part we know about. And now we've got child sex slave traffic last summer. Toss that one in the bin there, too. And let's not forget the whole idea that Epstein really did not hurt himself. And so, how many years back would we like to go? And it's like we can find some kind of little encapsulation of, oh, the world's falling apart. Everything's going to hell. Oh, it's terrible. But they just keep adding them on top. Boom, boom, boom. And I guess they're trying to find the magic recipe. But the answer isn't to try to bombard your mind with only good news around the world, because you're going to be on short diet there. The good news we need is coming in from outside the world, and it's in what you call your Bible there, the 66 books. Sit down, read it, or listen to it. Put it on YouTube as you're driving down the road. Just let it talk to you. And the Word. And so at any rate, the news we hear, what happens is, as we're constantly exposing ourselves to it, I just realized this morning, I thought, I know what happens now. It's crisis after crisis. Oh, it's all brain drugs they're triggering. And to inspire fear in you and to get an idea of confusion. And, we can overwhelm what? Your mind. And we're going to keep layering on and layering on fear, fear, fear. And fear of what? Well, ultimately it's death, right? That is what they're afraid of. And but the news, the real news is, yes, we should be more responsible. Yes, we should care for animals, especially the bees. I mean, come on, use your head, boy. But the reality is humans are deeply sunk in sin, and these are just manifestations that we're seeing of the basic problem that's within us. We're manifesting out this destructiveness, this chaos, this stupidity, this blind rage. It's all in here. And that's what he is putting to death through the Messiah's work, through the cross, through the empty tomb, through your faith, and through the grace which comes. So on a Tuesday morning, yeah, it's still crazy. And you know what the answer was? Oh, I kind of forgot to mention the bad answer. Is it okay, the bees are dying out. Hey, let's make robot bees. Robot bees are going to do the job. Yeah. Okay, so the very fact that humans have these ideas, that we can fix this problem with little tiny robots. And everything will just keep right on going. There's the news we should notice. Something's deeply skewed in us. That anyone would for even 1 second consider the idea, the surreal, chaotically stupid, weird, multi-billion-dollar boondoggle of mechanical bees. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. It's a real deal. There's people who are looking into this. Big investor people. That's where we're at in the news. Is that when you can just step back and you get a snapshot of somebody who thinks that makes sense, and that they're on the job and they're doing their job. That's how bad things really are. And whether the Antichrist is here or not. And oh, by the way, another video. Macron might be him. You might want to study that because the name means Mark. Macron. Heavy duty. So at any rate, the Tuesday morning thought is they're just going to keep loading on you and loading on you. And the whole idea is to make you uncomfortable and to make you afraid. You know too much. In other words, we're bombarding our minds with too much information, too much data to actually retrieve and store and understand and interpret correctly. It's an overload, and they know it. And so they want to keep it up, right? And by the way, the FCC is trying to grab a hold of the internet again through, you-know-who, the poodle, and his corrupted regime. So I think, boy, who knows, maybe these kinds of videos here are coming to an end soon, because we do know who's behind this corruption in D.C., don't we, Joe? And the international levels of it, and oh, there's another layer of that same stuff, right? Over and over and over. We just keep putting on layers every day of how bad is it going to be this week. It's never like, hey man, things are looking up. You know, we're actually, getting some traction and getting some headway. He's like that. He does that every day, and that's why I want to be part of the kingdom, because I want to feel like when I got done with the day, we did something, yeah, but we did something we wanted to, needed to, and it was important. He says so, because we can't guide our own lives. We think we do. We try. But he controls the reins. He turns the heart of the king any old way he wants. And he determines what shall be. And so we ask in advance for things by which we could grow from in thanksgiving or in learning to serve better or walk in humility. Whatever I'm short of, and which is, frankly, everything. But that's where he starts. He starts with our poverty, and then he makes us rich through the gift of his presence and all that comes with it. So have a happy Tuesday, and don't let the bastards get you down. Boom. He wins.